Canada Tesla Model 3 that's rated at 380 kilometers make it from Louisville, Kentucky to Nashville, Tennessee, a trip that's about 275 kilometers, 280. And the answer is we'll see, because rated range and actual world range aren't always the same thing. And in this case, I'm doing this trip. It's about, it's about under 3 hours worth of driving. But the Tesla computer recommends that we stop at supercharger in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and charge up for 15 minutes. But my feeling is, if the car's rated range is 380 kilometers and the weather conditions are fine, I mean, it's going to be a hot day again. It's probably going to hit over 100 degrees. So weather conditions are going to be very, very warm. Maybe not ideal, but certainly better than traveling in the middle of the winter. This car should be able to make this drive, and that's what we're going to try to do today. All right, so as far as the computer is concerned, we've done it. We charged up to 90. We've charged up to 92%, and it's saying we can get straight to Nashville at with 6% charge left. That's still a little tight for me. I've got 346 kilometers left of range, so I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer, and then we're going to continue our trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Just to show you how close we are to the range of this car on this trip, on this leg in particular, if I just do, directions to Nashville, Tennessee, like Nashville Central, downtown, I guess is the default, it's telling me I'm ready to go. I have 366 kilometers of range, and it's 278 kilometers. I'm good to go. 278 kilometers is the number. Now, if I punch in the address of the actual actual Airbnb we're going to, it's doing this math and it says, nope, you still need to stop at Bowling Green for 10 minutes because this trip is now 282 kilometers and you're not likely to make it there in one charge. So again, dashboard says 366 kilometers. We're going 282 kilometers in total, but it's still recommending 10-minute stop in Bowling Green in this circumstance when we're not going to downtown Nashville. That's only a difference of 3 kilometers. So we are here at the Bowling Green, Kentucky supercharger. There's a giant major. I don't actually know how to pronounce this. I'm from Canada. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, we've got ourselves the supercharger here. We didn't actually make it all the way, not because we didn't have enough power, but there's a bathroom break and the girls started getting a little hungry. So we stopped off to feed them some pouches and get a few supplies here. And we're going to continue on your way. So we got to our destination here in this Airbnb, and I just unpacked the car. But when we got here, oh, that's a big bug. I don't know what I killed there, but damn. Anyway, the fan was running really heavy, and I've just plugged into the wall just so to try to keep up with the charge. But we'll see that it's not even charging at this point. Yeah, it's charging 0 kilometers per hour. So whatever power is being taken is 12 amps, 120 volts. It is taking all that power to, I guess, restore the energy in the car and all that kind of good stuff, and for the battery. So no charge here yet, but we'll see. I'm sure later on tonight we'll get some charge. This is our Airbnb in Nashville, Tennessee. Kitchen's there. Hey, Raina. Door. Piper's busy unpacking, as you can see. And I kind of had to plug in the car a little bit because we got here with a little bit of charge. So, yeah. It's not charging very quickly, but it'll get there. So after 4 days in Nashville, we're on our way to Memphis, which is about a 250-mile drive. Here's the two cars here. I couldn't charge. This isn't a supercharger, obviously, or a fast charger, or even tier 1, tier 2. It is just a regular old wall outlet. I couldn't leave this plugged in at night because we couldn't lock the door with that plug in. So I'll show you guys the charging situation here, because both these cars have a different opinion on how we're going to get to Memphis. So this is 172 kilometers. Now, I charged this car once at a level 2 charger, but that didn't really give us enough power because we weren't out long enough. So it's got just enough charge. Well, at 19% we'll get to Dixon supercharger. We're going to bypass as a supercharger in Jackson and go directly to Memphis. And so that's how this car wants to do it, with a 40-minute charge in Dixon, Tennessee, which makes sense. Now, there's no superchargers in nearby Nashville. They are working on one downtown Nashville, but the closest one is here, and that's half an hour away. And so that wasn't really an option. And because this car doesn't have like level 3 or Chatamo charging, there wasn't really anywhere else for us to go to charge this car quickly. So we're kind of using the wall outlet. And as you can see, it's not a big deal. We're going to get to Memphis we would need to do one stop anyway, probably. So it's still, 3 hours and 52 minutes to Memphis, including that 40 minutes charge. Now, the Model X does do Chatamo charging, and even though there's no superchargers here, we were able to charge at a mall. We just walked in and walked around the mall for an hour. It cost us about $4. But we do have 277 kilometers. We had 300, but of course, it took a while to get here. And so, anyway, same idea. Now, this Model X is going to have a different plan of attack. It says, hey, we can get to Jackson directly at 5% power. It still wants us to limit the speed. If I had this car charged to even 90% or 95%, this wouldn't be a problem. But because we're below 80%, or 90% rather, we have to stop in Jacksonville. So we can't do this, obviously. So since we're doing two cars, so we're gonna travel there with the Model 3, charge, and then continue on our way. But yeah, no, it's always really challenging when you don't have superchargers nearby and you don't have level 3 charging. It's really challenging to travel when you don't have a charger at the place you're staying. We are here at the Dixon Supercharger in Tennessee, and a nice feature here is in case while you're waiting for your car to drive, you can work out. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are using this treadmill, but it's a nice feature. This thing here this is just right off the highway. There's the Holiday Inn Express, and the O'Charlie's is probably the recommended restaurant, and we're the only two cars here. The girls are currently eating some food out of pouches, and Thor is sniffing around here. But yeah, no, not a good quick stop, and it serves its purpose. We're gonna be here pretty quick. The girls go through the process in about 10 minutes, but we'll be at the next supercharger in less than an hour before we get into Memphis. We are in the Jackson, Tennessee supercharger. We were supposed to be here for 20 minutes, and this is 40 minutes to 100% charge. We're going to be eating at the Old County there. They accommodate dogs, which is great. And the Model 3 and Model X are charged side by side, so I'm not getting a full kilowatts here because we're sharing a circuit. And that's just fine because we're going to go in there, have some food, and we're probably going to be just 40 minutes, if not a little longer, and we don't want to get any late fees. So sometimes sharing a circuit's great, especially if you know each other and you know you're going to be at like a restaurant for a little longer. We're staying in on Mutt's Island here in Memphis. It's really nice. This is just off the main downtown core. We've unpacked the car and I'm just going to park it in the back where we have 2 parking spots, so hopefully the 2 Teslas will fit. I actually managed to get both these cars here. Let's see if the Falcon Wing door opens actually, because I put stuff in here before, but oh yeah, just fine, more than enough room, though it doesn't think there's enough room. Now at this point of the video, for some reason my audio went out, but as predicted, I went to the other side and tried opening the door. Now this is even tighter, so of course the door was not going to open. The thing with the Model X is you can force the door open, even though it says there's no room. By the way, the car looks ridiculous in this. But anyway, so I went to this side, and if you push the door open button and you hold it down, the car will pause and then beep at you. And once it beeps at you, the doors will open again, despite the potential of hitting something, and they will continue to do so. So the door opened up just fine. It took us a little time. It was a little slow, but it opened to full height, which again, I don't know why it stopped opening. There should have been more than enough room. So as you know, you would have predicted, I went to the other side. Now this side is ridiculously tight. I mean, you can see that there's barely any room. There's like maybe like 2 inches between the wall and the door. And I forced it open again by pushing up, or pressing that button to go up, and we go up, 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 and until there is a collision. Yeah, we hit the wall. It beeps at you again, and then the door will stop. It will not let you override it. I lowered the window, lowered the door rather, and yeah, I left a little mark on the wall, which I tried hiding and failed miserably. But anyway, that was my adventure in the garage.